and pass it to everywhere on the WhatsApp, because I know there are millions of people who are on WhatsApp. The moment they get the link, I believe they will get online. So please hit the share button and get the people out there. And while we are waiting for people to join the broadcast, a few things that I like to say while others join us. This is very important, and this is about our ground zero forces who are defending our territory, defending Ambazonia. Our ground zero forces, the forces that belong to the ASC, they do not, and they are not allowed to go out, harass people, collect ransoms, and do anything that threatens the lives of anybody. We are constantly getting reports right now on ground zero that young men are stepping out into the villages, harassing people, taking money, and intimidating others, raping others in the name of restoration forces. I want to assure you, no restoration force that belongs to the ASC is allowed to collect anything from anybody. It appears that some people, some groups are emerging who are trying to take advantage of what is going on, taking advantage of the situation to harass, intimidate, and threaten others. If you find anybody demanding money from you, know that that person or that group does not belong to the restoration forces. And whatever you can do to protect yourself. Nobody should come and knock at your door asking you for money, asking you for anything. Or even if they do, but they do it in a threatening way, please isolate them. Know that those are not the boys who are defending Ambazonia. They are opportunists. And whatever you can do to defend yourself, you do that. And if you know where the restoration forces are in your community, call the restoration forces and inform them that there is a group in your vicinity harassing people, intimidating people, and taking money from people. The restoration forces are not trained to harass people or to take ransom from people. This is very, very important, because we have been receiving reports on a daily basis that some vicious individuals are going around harassing people and collecting money in the name of self-defense. That is not any member or any group belonging to the ASC. This is very, very important. And then I also want to bring to your attention something that was brought to my attention yesterday. This was going on in Bali. We are told that in Bali, troops or terrorists from La République du Cameroon have resorted to sleeping in the bushes, so that when people come passing by, they come out of the bushes and attack them and shoot them and kill them. Please, wherever you find yourself, I want you to know that La République du Cameroon has become so desperate. Their soldiers have become that desperate, they will do everything to kill. And they are hiding in the bushes. Very soon they'll be hiding in holes. Very soon they'll be hiding in trees, just to make sure they bring down Ambazonians. So please spread this message that La République du Cameroon troops are now hiding in the bushes to trap down Ambazonians, especially, again, we heard this is going on in Bali. Who knows? It may happen in Batibo, it may happen in Kwakwa, it may happen in Manfe, it may happen in Lebialem. Anywhere you are, be very, very sensitive of your environment. They are even picking up young girls, and we'll learn what happened in Bathsheba. Some young girls, some young men were buried alive. That's what they are doing. Please, wherever you find yourself, make sure you are very, very sensitive to what is going on in your environment. Please, again, these numbers are growing very, very, very slowly. I have never seen it this way. We have 14 minutes, almost 15 minutes gone, and we are still at 600 people. Please, that indicates that some people have joined and they are not sharing the link. Please, if you have joined, hit the share button, share the link, and let's know that you have joined the broadcast. Please share, hit the share button. Hit the share button. Let's know you have joined the broadcast. And get others also to join the broadcast. I see Nayong in the fall. I also see a young Glory has joined. Say, you are blessed, Chris. Thank you. I know I am. I know you are blessed too. I see Imba Kumban. And I also see Awung Ingan, Mume Indaga, Napoleon. I also see Imba Ethics. Thank you all for joining. Please do me a favor. You want me to bring you the presentation, hit the share button, send it to WhatsApp, send it to your Facebook groups, send it to YouTube, send it to whoever you know should listen to this broadcast today. I am bringing you today a very important broadcast about the situation, the condition of our president, Sisiko Julius Ayoktabe, in Yaoundé, and of course, the rest of them who were picked up in Nigeria. I'm going to tell you what we know, what the interim government knows about their situation. So please hit that link, hit that share link, and once we hit 1,000 people, I will do the presentation proper. I see Spiritual First is joining. I also see Peter Ndula. I see Tita Babila. I see Tufa Tanto. I see Ivory Niego. And I see Paddy King, Bob Gar. I also see Mado Ngafi, Lady Willis Amber, Moscon Lucien. I see you, Pascaline Wei. Thank you all for joining. I see Howard Jack. See Bushi Ingite, Krista Maria, Martin King, Sally Muki. Again, please hit the share button as you join. The numbers are not growing. The numbers are not growing. Let's just a little over 600 people right now at 17 minutes. By now, I should have started this presentation. Somebody is not sharing the link, please. Hit that share button. This presentation isn't going to be long. It isn't going to take 15 minutes and I will be done. So please, as you wait, hit that share button. Let others join. This is very important. This is very important. Yes. I'm sorry? Oh, okay. All right, awesome. Thank you. All right, I'm sorry about that. I was receiving news from SCBC that they are running two broadcasts, and both broadcasts already are running over 1,000 people. Now I can understand why the numbers are slow here, because SCBC is actually running two streams. And if you add the numbers, he says there are over 1,000 people watching already. Again, thanks for tuning in. I have no reason to keep you waiting. And right now, I will go straight to the presentation. So please, while I do so, I will ask that you go ahead and keep on sharing the links. Keep on sharing the links, and let that number grow. Let that number grow. Let that number grow. This is a very important presentation that I bring to you today. And again, good evening to all of you on Ground Zero. Good afternoon, wherever that you may be, fellow Ambazonians. A few days into the month of July will make it 7 months. 7 months since our president, Sisiko Julius Ayoktabe, Tasang Wilfred, and 8 others were abducted in Nigeria at gunpoint before subsequently relocated to French Cameroon a month later. For the 7 months, no one was allowed access to them, not by the Buhari nor Bia's regimes in Nigeria and French Cameroon, respectively. However, and finally, the regime in Yaoundé that thought could keep our leaders incommunicado forever seems to have reneged. It appears to be finally yielding to the pressure that Ambazonians have put up for the release of the abductees and the restoration of the independence of the former British Southern Cameroons, Ambazonia. Early last we have learned Paul Biya held a meeting with his senior military officials in which he solicited advice on how a freed Sisiko and others can be used to negotiate a resumption of peace and normalcy in their country. Following that meeting, gendarme officers guarding Sisiko and others in said Yaoundé are said to have met with the abductees, informing them essentially that their trial is to come up and that they may contact their private lawyers if they knew any. Some of the abductees, including Sisiko, upon receiving the information, immediately reached out to some 3 Yaoundé-based lawyers. The 3 lawyers all made appearances at SED, where the abductees are being held. That was on Friday last week. On Friday last week, June the 22nd, the appearance was brief, we learned. Leaving the cell that Friday, the lawyers and the abductees were told that each of them can now have access to through visits of select family members. On Monday, June the 25th, the lawyers, again, 3 of them whose names I cannot put out here, including family members of some of the abductees, went back to visit them at the cell. Family members were not allowed to meet them holding anything. They were not allowed to go in with cameras. They were not allowed to take anything, not even a pen or paper, with them into the cell to meet the abductees. And their meeting was brief, not lasting any more than 20 minutes. However, the 3 lawyers had unfettered access to them. While the lawyers chatted with them the way forward for their case, some family members said they wept at the sight of Sisiko. I fell on my knees to weep, but Sisiko held me on my shoulders and lifted me up and said, I should not cry. One of them said. Sisiko looked pale, they said, but in very high spirits. That Monday, the detainees were all at a common or general area, meeting area. One of the visitors said, the abductees all came hugging each other with faces of amazement, an indication that they have all along been kept separately. They have not seen each other for a long time. They don't have phones. They don't have their passports or identity cards with them. When they were asked to contact their lawyers of choice, we learned that they asked for their phones to access the contacts, but the gendarmes refused. They rather demanded that the abductees give them the contacts, the names of the contacts, for them to look them up in their phones by themselves. Sisiku is reported to have exclaimed that he thought everybody has forgotten about them. A suggestion to the fact that they have no knowledge of the temperature of what has been going on in the struggle since they were picked up January 5th, 2017 and 18 in Nigeria. In French, Cameroon gendarmes addressed Sisiku as Mr. President or as President of Ambazonia. Comrade Tasang Wilfred too was in high spirits, we learn. Select members of the family, at least 3 from each of the families, have now been allowed to visit and to take food to them on a daily basis, the lawyers have said. On Tuesday, June the 25th, that was yesterday, and today, Wednesday the 27th, family members continue to visit with them, including the lawyers too. Same Tuesday, that is yesterday, gendarmes at the cell began formal interrogation of the 10 abductees, taking statements from them that they hope to use for their trial in Yaoundé's Kwok Military Tribunal. The interrogation exercise, we were told, may last until next week. Once it is over, trial will then follow. The interim government would love to see its own lawyers be part of this process of interrogation and trial, of course. But as of today, they have not as much as been notified about what is going on right now. This is what we know. And now the position of the interim government about it. This is the position of the interim government as far as this whole sham of a trial is concerned. Yaoundé, or call it French Cameroon, and its military court have absolutely no jurisdiction and competency over the matter involving the Ambazonian leaders. French Cameroon is a foreign country. Sisiku and the other 9 are citizens of Ambazonia and have no question to answer in a court in a foreign country called French Cameroon. Sisiku and others were illegally picked up in Nigeria and criminally smuggled into French Cameroon against their will. For Yaoundé to put them on trial, that is even if they find jurisdiction, Nigeria would first of all have to adjudicate on the legality of their abduction and the extradition treaty, if any, under which Sisiku and others to French Cameroon. For French Cameroon to put them on trial in Yaoundé, they would have to first produce a treaty or an act of union that binds the southern Cameroons and Ambazonia as part of French Cameroon. What Yaoundé in Nigeria are trying to do right now is very shameful, a judicial fraud and a mockery of international law. From January the 5th, 2018, when Ambazonian leaders were abducted till today, everything that French Cameroon and corrupt Nigerian leaders have done is against international law. As such, this interim government of Ambazonia is not expecting anything good to come out of the theater that Yaoundé is now staging in the guise of a trial. Sisiko and others are not expected to have a fair trial in a court in French Cameroon that has no independence. If they were to have that chance for a fair trial, the case would be summarily dismissed for lack of jurisdiction and the fact that they committed no crime against the regime in French Cameroon and, of course, Nigeria. Nothing, and again I say nothing will satisfy this interim government and the people of Ambazonia other than an immediate and unconditional release for all the abductees, including the 37 others who were also picked up in Nigeria and relocated to French Cameroon illegally. If French Cameroon would continue to act with such impunity, they are reminded that such impunity can only prolong. It cannot stop the demand for total compensation, reparations I mean to say, for our leaders, or the reparation that our leaders will demand once they are free, for holding them incommunicado for this length of time. And to Paul Biya and Co. Limited, if they think commencing a trial and subsequently freeing Sisiko and others will assuage the wrath of Ambazonians and resort to some form of dialogue that ends this conflict, they are mistaken. Mr. Biya is reminded that freeing Sisiko and others is only going to be a fulfillment of just only one of the conditions that this interim government has laid down as conditions under which negotiations can take place. Once Sisiko is freed, Biya must call an end to the war, demilitarize southern Cameroons before any form of negotiations can take place. And they are also reminded that any form of negotiation or mediation that has federalism on the agenda will be a dead on arrival. Ours will be a free and restored independent southern Cameroons, Ambazonia or nothing. Our declaration of October 1st, the restoration of our independence, wasn't a joke. As developments unfold, we will make sure you are updated. Thanks for watching. God bless you, and God bless Ambazonia. Good night.